Welcome to Babbling Buffoons. All babbling, all buffoonery. I'm Alex.
I'm Jack. And today, just going to talk about the holidays.
Especially because we got Christmas coming up, and oh man.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh my God, so many things have changed since
interesting.
Since I was a kid. It is actually pretty interesting. It really is.
Sorry, guys. Inside joke.
And I'll tell you why it's interesting.
Inside joke.
It is inside joke. It's a good one.
Yeah. But I had to use it against you. It's interesting.
It is interesting. But no, it really has changed a lot, at least for me, since I was a kid. Now, at least now that I'm adult, a dad and stuff like that and whatnot, because, oh my God. I remember being a kid, holidays would come around, my first thought was getting to see family I hadn't seen for a minute,
Liar. Man, what am I getting under the tree? One mom and dad buy me. One grandma and grandpa buy me.
Well, no, I mean, I was excited for that too, but honestly, like at first when I was a kid living in Georgia and whatnot, all of my other family and stuff was up here in Ohio, so they would come down to visit, and I only really got to see them growing up maybe like 2 or 3 times, because they would be able to take vacation like maybe once in the summer, and then, come down for Christmas and stuff. So I actually was like, excited to, see my family. Like, again, don't get me wrong. I also, too, was wondering what I was going to get under the tree. But I was also...
Okay. So you want to know what you want under the tree.
Yeah. But also, I really
as a kid, not knowing how much stuff really costed in general.
Yeah, because as a kid,
how many kids is in your family? No, your mom and dad.
For my mom and dad at the time, it was just me and my sister.
Okay, so 2.
Yeah.
You have 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do you feel bad for your parents now when you guys ask for all that stuff, when you find out exactly what the cost is and you only have 1?
No.
You don't feel bad?
Here's why. When you look back then at the time frame of me, my thing is yes, you're a little older than me, not to put you on blast about that, but with me growing up, for my time frame, stuff still back then wasn't necessarily expensive, and it was also meant to last, and B, was still affordable with the stuff that I asked for as a kid. Because growing up, I didn't ask for it. Wasn't until I hit my teenage years when I kind of started getting more into the electronic side of the little more expensiveness. Yeah. But for me growing up, the most expensive gift I wanted at the time, when it was like $20-$30, was Power Rangers. The giant Megazord stuff and whatnot. Yeah. Like, G.I. Joes, action figures, like that, Hot Wheels cars. What was it? The car cities, Matt, the mats or whatnot. Like, that was the stuff I asked for as a kid. And, so like back then, like I said, spending $20-$30 on here's a great story actually about that. Because I used to have a thick Southern accent when I was a child. I don't have it now because I've lived up here over 20-some years. I've lost it. But my grandparents came down to visit, my mom's parents. And they hadn't gone out Christmas shopping yet to buy anything. And I was talking to my mama and stuff, and she was like, oh, what do you want for Christmas, and whatnot. I was like, I want a Megazord. But when I said it in such a thick accent. She was like, oh, okay, I'll get you that. That sounds okay. My mom started laughing. She was like, Mom, do you realize what you just promised you'd get him? She's like, yeah, he wants a mega sword, just a big sword. She was like, no, he wants a Megazord. And she was like, oh, well, how much does that cost? She's like, Mom, that's like $30 or $35. And this was back in the early 90s. So that's when $30 to $35 still kind of really, meant something and whatnot. My papa started laughing his ass off and was like, you buying it for him? You promised the boy you getting it. You buying it for him. And after that, anytime I'd ask my mama for something, she would look at my mom and be like, what'd he say?
Yeah, what did you just say?
Yeah.
We're trying to be careful on what we say.
Well, it happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess nowadays you are right. Kids ask for a lot more. I mean, I remember... Shoot, it has been about 4 years ago. I ended up buying my daughter a $1,000 camera. And then now every year after that, I've had to buy her a lens for that camera because she does photography and videography. Well, but man.
Yeah, like I'm
like, what the heck? You know how long I got to say? My daughter's like, Dad, you really haven't bought me much over the school year and everything. I buy you your clothes and your shoes and stuff. But yeah, I don't buy you all these toys and these cool gadgets and stuff because I know what you want. And to get you further in photography and videography, these lenses are a couple $1,000, $1,000 here and there. Like, that's not cheap. And that's one gift. Thank God for Bath and Body Works having them sales for their sprays and stuff, because you help gifts get bought a lot for that $5.95 for a spray and stuff.
Oh yeah,
dude.
But dude,
I could get her like 10 of those and wrap them up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm happy."
Yeah.
After she gets a lens or something for a camera or a light or something.
Well, it's like with me, I just bought for mine this year. I just got her the MetaQuest 3, and that was, and I got her the 128 one. That was $250 right there in and of itself. And like I said, like, yeah, I don't have money all the time to buy stuff like that, but I try to when I can, because, why not? She deserves it. But yeah, it's like you said, like back in the day, parents, because like both of my parents would spend. They would spend equal amount of money on both of us. Yes, sometimes like my sister might have like, she might have gotten like, say for example, 12 gifts under the tree. I might have say only gotten 8, but I know the money that my parents spent was even between those gifts and stuff. It's just I might have had a little more expensive toys. She might have had not as expensive stuff, so she got a couple more.
Yeah, that's true. Because I get that. Because my sisters and me. One of us could have had a ton of gifts. And then I remember one year my favorite gift that my mom and dad probably ever got me was a car. And it wasn't even a top of the line vehicle. It was just a vehicle. But it was something I wanted. And I was like, I'm opening my gifts and I'm opening like a deck of cards or something little here and there. And I'm looking over at my sisters and their piles are like huge.
Yeah,
they're not huge. I'm exaggerating. They weren't huge, but they.
When you're a kid or even a teenager, when you see they got kind of
five or six big boxes and like 10 little boxes, you're like, oh. But one thing I learned in my family was boxes are deceiving. See, you can get something itty bitty in a big box. But anyways, I got a car. That was my best gift I ever got. This is my age, guys. Be nice. I was born in the 80s.
I was born in the 90s.
Right. The car was a 1984 Pontiac Trans Am.
Nice.
And it wasn't even a mint condition or anything like that. It was just a car. I remember I opened all my gifts. I was like, man, that's it. We got stockings and everything. We knew we always got a movie, a DVD or DVD in there, and we always got a couple candies that we liked. And then another things were like stocking stuffers, like maybe socks or something like that.
Yeah.
Just toss in there. I was like, Dad's like, don't you want to go through your stocking? Or his mom, one of the two. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I know I got a DVD, and I already see which one it is because it's sticking out. It's something I want to watch, but I know I got older. I'm 16, almost 17 years old. It's Christmas time. I was like, I was 17. I was 17. I just turned 17. And I'm like, yeah, let me get it. I took my movie out. I had the candy cane things there with like Rolos and everything in it. Took those out. And I was like, cool. I was like, at least I got the candy I really like. Like, like Rolos. My daughter still gets me Rolos for my birthday every year. I was like, cool. And I took the stocking. And then I shook it and everything. And everything fell out, and I'm just going through it, and I'm like, I just paused and I looked at my dad, looked over at my mom, and my sister's like, what? And I was like, no way. And growing up, couldn't cuss. Like, no. Not at all.
No, I understand.
I was like, I grabbed him. I ran over to my dad. I looked at him, and he just kind of gave me an eye to look out the window. I didn't even look out the window. I was in shorts, no shoes, no socks, and a T-shirt, and it was snow-covered Christmas.
Oh, yeah, back then, when you get one of those.
That car was sitting in the driveway. Dad had hid it in my grandpa's barn.
Nice.
And I didn't know it. And I was like, I ran out barefooted in the snow with the car covered in snow because it had snowed that night. And I opened the door, and I get in, and I'm just sitting there like, this is the greatest thing ever. The greatest gift ever bought from my parents was that. And I know I got game systems and everything growing up. That was the greatest gift, and the gift that I will probably never forget, because I went from being sad that I didn't have a lot to open. Yeah. But I knew I was 17. I had just turned 17. I was like, all right, I'm getting older, whatever. Yeah. My sisters are a lot younger. They get spoiled. I get it. They're daddy's girls. No.
You got
No.
a big surprise.
Yeah, my sisters never got a car for Christmas. They got cars. They never got them for Christmas.
I never got a car for Christmas. For me, my greatest gift that I would say that I probably got was when I actually got a PlayStation 2 for Christmas, because my cousin got one year. I ended up getting one the following year for me and whatnot. But no, I remember 1 year too on Christmas, because like I had reached that point too where I wanted, video games and movies and stuff. So I knew my stuff was going to be more expensive at Christmas time. And my sister, kind of like what you were saying, yours did, like she had all these boxes and all these presents and stuff. Like I remember 1 year, I literally just had a stack this tall, and I knew it was just movies and games. Like I hadn't opened them up yet, and I just told my mom, because she was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" I was like, "I just want, like, here's a list of games and movies I want, and or gift cards or whatnot. That's it." So like I said, my stack's just like this tall. She's got all these boxes, and she's like, I got more than you. I got more than you. Mom loves me more. Mom loves me more. And I'm just sitting there in my head like, no, she loves us equally, because my little stack here is literally the equivalent of everything.
You already knew it. Yeah.
Everything you got there. So I never got mad when she would try to throw that in my face and whatnot. I'm like, no. But I'll tell you what, the one thing that I always look forward to every single year, and I still do it to this day, and I've even kept the tradition up with my daughter, and she looks forward to it every year, is like what you were saying with the stocking stuff, is the chocolate orange. As a kid growing up,
you gotta find that. Find that.
I find it at Walmart, and dude, I buy like 4 of them when they first get on the shelf.
You get 3 for you, 2, 1 for her.
No, 2 for her, 2 for me.
Okay.
Because I keep one to keep in her stuffing. I keep one of those put up automatically to make sure she has it in her stocking.
Yep.
And then I give her one just to have because she likes it. And then I keep 2 for me. Sometimes I'll put one away to be like, Santa came and left me 1 too type deal with you. But usually I just end up eating both of them. But no, growing up, that was something that I always got in my stocking as a kid. And even like as like an adult and whatnot, if my mom happens to show up, she'll be like, here's your chocolate orange. Like, it's just something I've always gotten, and I've continued it with Leona. I'm continued it with my daughter, and she even like nowadays, I'm like, what do you want in your stocking? She's like, as long as I got my orange.
Yeah.
Like, she looks forward to that.
I'll tell you though, you had brought up at the beginning of it, family.
Yeah.
And that is one thing I loved about my childhood too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if my family sees this, I'm not rubbing it in. I love all my cousins. I love my uncles. I love my aunts.
Yeah,
I love them all. But my dad and us lived next door to my grandparents, and then we moved a little further down we lived on the same farm. Then we moved further down a little bit, like not even 500 yards down. I could probably still hit a golf ball to their house.
Nice.
But Grandpa always did Christmas morning breakfast. If you wanted a gift, that was his and Grandma's gift to give to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, growing up, I had that connection with my grandpa.
I did too.
Absolutely crazy. Mm-hmm. Now, when he got sick, when I graduated, it was before I graduated high school. He got sick with cancer. Unfortunately, back then, it wasn't caught early enough, and it took his life. But the year that he passed away was my senior year in high school. I had just graduated. He passed away in August, right after my birthday. My birthday's in the summer, but he waited in August, and it was right before school started for his youngest son, which was my uncle. He was going to be, I believe, a senior in high school at that time. But that Christmas after his was probably the most sad because we didn't have Christmas breakfast by him.
Yeah.
My aunt, love her to death, she did it for everybody. She's like, hey, if anybody wants Christmas breakfast, it's still at Mom and Dad's, which is Grandma and Grandpa's. My grandma bought me a gift. I recently lost it when I moved, but it was my favorite gift. Believe it or not, it replaced the car, and it was a simple. It was a simple pink pig. It was a penny bank. Mm-hmm. It was my best gift ever. Yep. Not because I knew my grandma didn't have a lot of money after my grandpa passed away, so it meant a lot. And I was like, "Ooh, this is not just grandma. This is also grandpa as well."
Yeah, I had that connection with my grandpa too, and whatnot, and one of the things that he would like to do, and it ended up kind of being a holiday thing that we did for for Halloween, we would always spend the day together because me and he couldn't. For some reason, I was the only one in the family besides him who loved candy corn, even though this is a side holiday. See, that's what I'm saying. He loved it. I ended up falling for it. So one of the things that we would do is he would go out and buy a bucket of candy corn, and me and him would just spend the whole day watching horror movies on TV, eating candy corn and whatnot and stuff. And then Christmas time would come around. My mom always made, she had a recipe for homemade eggnog she got from her mom, passed down and stuff like that. And what we would do is because on Christmas Day, Christmas Story played on the TV, repeat. That was just a tradition that was always on my mom's side and whatnot. But the day beforehand on Christmas Eve is me and my papa would just sit down and watch Christmas movies in a sense that weren't necessarily like Die Hard's a Christmas movie because it takes place during Christmas time.
Hold on. We're
I'm talking about stuff
do
with family
you
members.
believe Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I know many people that say Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it's during Christmas. Okay, go ahead with your story. I just wanted to clarify that for everybody that watches. I just wanted to clarify. Alex thinks Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas.
Is it or is it not?
Yes, but it is.
We know our buddies in the friend group believe it is too as well. But please, everybody comment. Is it or is it not?
But yeah, so like we would watch like the Die Hard, Jingle All the Way, with Arnold in it. Like,
Arnold. Oh my God, yes.
But yeah, we would watch like those kinds of Christmas movies the day before Christmas because me and
Grinch.
We would watch the original old school Dr. Seuss one that was like 20 minutes long or whatnot.
Oh, how about Rudolph?
Yes, the stop motion animation ones and stuff like that. Yeah, the claymation or whatnot. Yes, because me and my papa, we understood and knew because my aunt, my mom, my mama, and my sister, they all loved Christmas Story. Like it's a good movie, but they somehow, some way could just, like I said, on Christmas Day, watch it and never get bored of it. Me and my papa, after the first showing or two, were like, please, something else. So we started the tradition of the day beforehand. The TV was ours. We're watching all these kinds of Christmas movies before Christmas Day because we knew the TV was gone. If you're
geeking out on Christmas the day before Christmas, completely understand.
Oh,
what is our buddy H's favorite Christmas show? You think?
That's a good question. Honestly,
I don't know. I mean, I want to say probably Die Hard.
It might be Die Hard.
Might be Die Hard. We'll have to ask him when he's around, but
definitely have to do that.
But yeah, we definitely got to ask him.
But yeah, man, like I said, I just miss the old family spending time like that with Christmas. Like, don't get me wrong, I spend time with my dad still now that I have, my daughter and we do Christmas stuff. But I miss some of the old tradition stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're almost out of time, but
damn,
family is important. So, guys, leaving you with that. Remember, have a great Christmas and spend it with family for sure.
Yeah.
And if you guys will, hit that subscribe button and that like button. Show us some love during this holiday season. And till then.
Till then, this has been Babbling Buffoons. All babbling, all buffoonery.